Hey, great, uh, great, great Wednesday evening. It mega late. No, I'm not late. No, it's still 9 o'clock, Frankie. Not late at all. Actually, let me send you a friend request. A friend request. Let me see if you can come on. I don't have anybody else coming on tonight, so now I can't get a take a call. Anyway, guys, it's been an eventful kind of day. Um, I'm going to explain the Erasmo got kicked out situation in a bit. Let me get through all the comments, see that people get on, and then I'll explain what happened today. It was very unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. But let me start off by saying one of the things that the mayor came at me with on his post, and again, it's going to if nobody else comes on, it's going to be a short show, and I'm gone. But I do want to explain this. One of the things that the mayor stated was, you're just playing the victim. Unfortunately for Trey Mendez, he doesn't realize and understand that everyone in this community is a victim, with the exception of the individuals that are on these boards and committees and on all these other things. Because let me try to explain this so that where everyone could grasp onto to the situation. Guys, the number one issue with the city of Brownsville, the number one issue that we have, and I've stated this since I ran for mayor of the city of Brownsville, the number one issue that we have are all these boards and committees. All these boards and committees. And it's just unfortunate because at the end of the day, all these boards and these committees, they're not worried about the light bill. They're not concerned about increase in taxes at the Cameron County, increase in taxes at the city level, increase in taxes at BISD. Board members don't care. Committee members don't care. Commissioners at the Cameron County don't care. Commissioners at the city level, they don't care. Gosh. Remove. Try whoever's trying to get on. There you go. And someone's trying to come on. I just don't think that they're being very successful. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. What is the fun begins? This is where the fun begins. Yes. It seems that the circus came to town. It was something or other. Mega late. No, not. I came on time. Frankie wouldn't be late. He's always late. Frankie wouldn't be late. Yes, he is. Try coming on again. It's not working. Uh, kick, kick. It's not working. Hello. Late bill. No, I'm here. Population. Yeah. Someone, please get this man an Apple Watch or something so he can always be on time. I was on time. Finally, I was on time. I was not late. So what happened with the kickout? I'll explain that. He is so late that my clothes is going out of style. Didn't then here's Johnny. Did you go get in the PBS meeting? Did you get into the? Yes, I actually posted the video where I got kicked out. Bronzo Hill, former BID member kicked out of trespassing on POB grounds. I just got that right now. You're my boy, Blue. Love you, Bubba. God bless. Sorry I missed your call. What is the long-term agenda at POB besides gouging the ratepayers and carrying a shitty CEO? PUBO needs restructuring time, 100%. And we're going to go into it right now. Please tell me Art Rendon is not in the PUB board. Yes, he is, 100%. Let me say, guys, this is what basically happened. Trey Mendes wants to go out there and say, well, you're just playing the victim. No, everyone in this city is a victim to every single board, every single committee, everyone out there, guys. And look, and I know that there's some great people on some of these boards. That's awesome. That's amazing. And to begin with, we can appreciate a lot of them. The problem is that the boards and committees that actually affect the individuals here in the community directly by taking their taxes, by implementing things that benefit the corrupt political machine, those individuals that are in those boards and committees, by benefiting the county commissioner, the county judge, the city commissioner, the mayor of the city of Brownsville, the individuals that sit on the BISD board. Those guys aren't affected by everything that goes on in the city of Brownsville. They're not affected by our taxes. They're not affected by the increase in rates, the high utility bills. It's something that the mayor tried to clarify out there. He tried to clarify, hey, look, guys, here's my bill. I'm paying $600 too. The difference, Mayor, is that we all don't have access to all that money that you're pocketing. You're pocketing our money. So there, sue me for slander, sue me for libel. You're pocketing our money. You're pocketing our money. You're pocketing our money, Trey Mendes. You and all those boards and all those committees, you all are banking while we are suffering. Every single individual that is part of this community, every single one is a victim to your raterio, Trey Mendes, raterio. Go sue me, bitch. Go, bitch. Go sue me. They have taken everything from us. They've taken our resources. They've taken our potential to grow economically. There's no economic development whatsoever. There's nothing here. Nothing. There's no transparency. There's no bringing to light just the simple and the basic stuff. There's no rule of order because the rules don't apply to them. They apply to us, to you and me. It's that simple, guys. Because they can go do whatever the hell they want to do. You and I can't. We can't do anything unless they give us our blessing. And let me say, we went into the meeting today, and there was maybe 4 or 5 different individuals on there. There was 5 individuals there. And look, honestly, I expected that there'd be some more individuals out there because they were going to explain to us what was going on with the increase in regards to why we're paying so much. And to begin with, let me say that these individuals out there, guys, they don't follow the rules. They were supposed to be time limits, guys. Time limits for the first guy that went and presented about how great they are. There was supposed to be time limits in regards to the other guy who was talking about the drainage and the sewers and the resacas and all this other crap. No one cares. We wanted to get to the nitty gritty, but they try to push everything towards the end of the agenda. So once they overspent their time. The first guy took like 15 minutes. He wasn't supposed to take more than 10. The second guy went out there. Oh, yeah, I understand. I'm not upset, Susan. I'm not upset that there was 5 of us. At least some of us were there, and that's enough. Some of us were there, we're representing. And that's one of the things. And let me say, look, I appreciate everything Susan does. I appreciate everything Ashley does. I appreciate everything Frankie does. I appreciate Carlo Tawada being there today. I appreciate, guys, Ricardo Barrera coming on, and everyone's upset at everything that's going on in this community. Everyone's upset except the individuals that are making the crappy decisions to keep us where we're at. That's the issue. So no one had a time constraint, but they sure as heck were going to limit our speaking to 3 minutes, 2 minutes, depending on how many individuals are going to speak. I already had some folks out there that were willing to give me their time to speak. Because let me tell you, I had a lot to say. Definitely a lot to say. And we could start off, guys. And again, before we go into what finally happened, let me say I got there. And look, all you have to do, and I think who's on here, Glory went out there and saw the list of the individuals that were on there on that board. Guys, that list in itself is very, very telling, guys. Look, you've got Sandra Sainz, guys, as the chair. It's a Tony Martinez person. You've got Patricio Sampaio, one of the richest guys in Matamoros, guys. One of the richest guys that's on every single board and committee out there, guys. He's the vice chair of the PUB board. We got Sandra Lopez Langley, another one that's constantly off the tit of every single politician out here. Another one of Trey Mendez and Tony Martinez individuals. You got Art Rendon out there. The guy was questioned 13 times by the FBI. The guy never worked a day in his life. Went out there, guys, and got a cushy job at BISD, served on the TSC board, got Sylvia Atkinson her job there, then got upset with Sylvia because they didn't give him enough money. And then he came back with Sylvia to give him more money at the BISD board, at the meeting, a payout. You got Jude Benavides. That guy has got the mayor so far down his throat, guys, that the mayor is breathing through his nostrils for him. And he's a professor at TSC or UTB. I don't know which one anymore. But this guy's a yes. And Ana Quinn, I'm disappointed at you, Ana Quinn, because you are shut down. Again, all these people are rich, guys. All these people are rich. Do you think that anyone on this board can relate to the situation of most people here in the community? These guys are rich. And some of them have become rich off the backs of our community. Like the mayor. Like the mayor has become rich off the back of our communities. Take me to court, bitch. Take me to court. Sue me. Sue me. Rich. So while the mayor is more concerned about me calling him out on his crap, instead of doing his job, he wants to fight with Erasmo. Throw little jabs at Erasmo. I'm a big boy. I can take your jabs, you chapaneco, chaparro, pedazo de caca. I can take your jabs, Trey Mendez. I haven't stolen from this community. I haven't tried to pocket $200,000 from BCIC. Not me, Trey Mendez. You. And look, I challenge anyone to drive down Elizabeth Street, guys. Drive down Elizabeth Street. Caddy corner, guys, from where the courthouse is at, guys. You got that empty lot that now they're building something on it. And you know who paid to build that thing on there for that Solara LLC? You. Because they keep on pocketing the resources. A business that got money from GPEC doesn't even have a building. They're building their offices or their business off the back of common folk, of regular folk here in the city of Brownsville. That's the issue. Because it's these boards and committees that ultimately gave Trey Mendez all this money, was going to give him $200,000. Gave Michael Limas and the Limas kids hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, guys. That's what they done. And it's the same crappy people. Sampaio, the Langleys, the Signs. It's the same crappy people over and over and over again. So when they go out there and they say, well, you know, it's happening all over the country, the corruption that exists here in the city of Brownsville is not happening all over the country. It exists here. Here. The lack of transparency is here. County commissioners. Joey Lopez is a piece of crap. Joey Lopez, guys, made himself all the more richer. Got himself first dibs on everything that comes out from for the community. Eddie Trevino, he's the godfather of Tenasca. He made millions. Sue me too. Join up with Trey and sue me, pieces of crap. You've taken from the poorest community and made yourselves all the more rich. And then you want to threaten Erasmo Castro by taking him to damn court? Screw you both. Screw you, Joey Lopez. Screw you all. Mr. Erasmo, God, let me go. Shoot. Sorry, guys. Here, Mr. Erasmo, please tell me Arthur Rendon is not on the PUB. Yes, he is. Saludos, tío. Buenas noches. Que te pases, pasó con TUB. They kicked me out. Erasmo for president. Love you, Lorel. What would be your reaction if Trey Mendes would get reelected? Guys, if Trey Mendes gets reelected, guys, you're not going to see Erasmo for a while. What? No. Oh my God, Erasmo. Ese señor es un ratón. Es una ratota. They were prepared for you and ready for a large group. They were. And it was kind of funny, guys, because you walked in there and they knew. Uh, uh, the CEO, Bruginiak, came directly towards me. Hey, how you doing? Is everything going okay? I said, everything's going okay. Everything's great. Just came for the meeting. And everyone, you could feel the tension in the room because they knew Erasmo Castro was there. You could cut the tension with a knife. Security guard, this tall guy out there, he was just looking at me, like staring me down. And Erasmo Castro kept on looking at him, not the guy that kicked me out, the other guy. I kept on staring at him until he started to look another way. I'm not intimidated by their security guards. I'm not going to get arrested, though. I'm not intimidated by Trex Mendex and his threats to sue me. I'm not intimidated, guys, by the PUB board y los rata que son. Because at the end of the day, they could bully everyone in the city of Brownsville by overcharging them on their PUB bill. They can do that to me. They're not going to be. They're not going to be bullying me. Bullying me. They're not. Cálmate, Erasmo, no grites, se te va a subir la presión. Comí mucho azúcar, se me va a subir las hormigas. Erasmo language. Sorry. So Arrendon was the head of the BSD Transportation Department. At least he was there all the time. And some tells me he was a big rata. Big rata. Damn, se va a poner bueno el show. 100%. Trey Mendes' credibility has been diminished greatly by his conflict of interest moves with his downtown real estate moves. And let me tell you, Mary Helen, it's so blatant. Because, again, I keep on sharing with individuals that the more money that Trex Mendex pours into downtown, Mary Helen, the more money that he pours down into downtown, the richer he gets. And again, he gets offended when you go out there and say, well, how much are you paying in taxes? Do we really? We all know how much he's paying in taxes in most of those properties there downtown. Zero. So again, he goes by these buildings, wants to refurnish them with Elon money, with your money, and then increases the tax rate, doesn't care that the appraised value on the property goes up to a couple of million. Tax exempt. Why? Because they made that area tax exempt. They did. Is it illegal? No, because they followed the guidelines. Guess who set up the guidelines? Trex Mendex, Lima's brothers, all these crappy people on these boards and committees throughout the city, throughout the county. So they've got this meeting today, guys, where they had the community outreach committee, whatever the hell they're called. And I get closer because everyone took all this time up. I get closer because I cannot hear. And I decide to record because they were going to speak on that which we are most concerned about. The increase in rates. Why is our city so afraid of growth with new leadership? You get ejected. Some people getting blocked by Mayor Trechomedics too. So the mayor is appearing to run away from facing us. I asked how PUB to pay for the busted water pipe, and he blocks me too. Ya no puedes preguntar porque ya no quiere contestar. Well, they have had the damn meeting too already. Some of us square. I understand. But it's something that I made mention. And this is what I was referring to. And I don't know if I completed my thoughts, Susan. When you're at the city commission meeting, I feel represented because we have someone there that's being outspoken. So it's okay if only I go to a PUB meeting because I'm representing the community. The community got kicked out of their meeting today. Not me. Community got kicked out. We need ratepayer organizing to pack those PUB board meetings. I agree. Then you get out. Thanks for being there. Thank you, Mary Helen. Love you. Good evening. Good evening. Just like the commission meeting, they make it at 5 p.m. Like, come on. Get some balls and give people the opportunity to speak up. 100%. Trex, give back the downtown money where they have you seen the millions being spent. It's still a piece of crap. There is no plan. None. We should all protest. Yes. Oh my God. No, no, no. Not Arthur Rendon. Ese es un ratón, Erasmo. Es una ratota. Yep. Hey, Erasmo, sue that bitch. I'm curious. If you are sued, wouldn't, I didn't get that. A bunch of rats. Yep. Trey Mendez, rata! Reading. Rosario. Freedom of speech. Someone is building a Taj Mahal over by Rancho Viejo on property by the Sampayos. They're the richest people in Matamoros. You would need to get a lawyer from out of Brownsville because los de aquí, todos los abogados son corruptos. On top of all this, we, the city of Brownsville, don't have enough firefighters to service us. All because the city took away benefits from them. So, no. Yeah, look, we learned about that today, and we're going to go back into the meeting. We learned about that today as well. Something about they're cutting down the staff of the firefighters. And look, firefighters, we've been telling you this for a while. This city's just out to completely decimate you. I've got your back. Love you, Papa. But seriously, why build themselves a third Taj Mahal if our monthly rates are out of control? It makes no sense. Look, guys, why spend $65 million on offices for themselves? And let me say, guys, these weren't like all rinky dinky offices, guys. They had a Dyson air machine to air dry your hands. A Dyson. A Dyson. They've got all this beautiful sinks and toilets, guys. Man, they've got these urinals because I took a piss. They've got these urinal guys that look like they came out of Trump Tower or something, guys. Not even joking. Have you seen Trump's mansion up there on Trump Tower where it's interlaid in gold? That's what the PUBU offices look like, guys. And they want to complain about Trump? Shut up, demo rats. The benches out there, guys. They got these fancy ass benches, guys. They're amazing. They can't kick you out of a public building. They did for recording. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to request a meeting with Comrade Bruchniak and find out where the hell they have the authority to kick me out. I'm going to request. Joey Lopez gave tax abatements to billionaire long LNG companies despite strong constituents. They don't care, Mary Helen. And this is part of the problem with these individuals. They get into those seats, and at the end of the day, it's whatever benefits them. And you better believe that LNG and all these other companies, they sure as hell did send them a paycheck. You know who they haven't sent a paycheck to? Erasmo Castro, because Erasmo Castro didn't take a cent from special interest ever. Free speech, you say it, we love you. I love you. Vote them all out. Yeah. Thank you for standing up for the community. I always go out there and stand for the community. And you know what, Minerva? It's really infuriating because, I get into this fight with, I tell all these individuals, look, it's time to get all these incumbents out. And look, as much as, look, I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're an independent Republican. Vote all incumbents out. And let me tell you, all these individuals that are making all these damn wonky choices, all the individuals on that board tonight, all these individuals on the PUB board, all these individuals at the county commissioner's court, all these individuals at the city commissioner's court, they're all Democrats. The Democrats are robbing us blind. So screw Beto, screw Chente, screw all these individuals that are already been sucking on that damn tit for far too long. The corruption only ends when we as a community unite to vote for something different, for true change, because true change can only come at the ballot box. Good evening. Good evening. Vote for Erasmo community. 100%, bro. He has worked the system. He helped to structure. And that's exactly what Trey Mendez did. And let me tell you, Mary Helen, that was part of the excuse that they gave because they went out there because we confronted Trey in regards to getting those $200,000 from BCIC. You know what he said? He said, well, I'm following the guidelines. I'm following the rules. And I said, yeah, bitch, you made those guidelines. You made those rules. That's why it's not illegal. And unfortunately for us, Mary Helen, it gets to the point that it's not even unethical because the ethics committee is too consumed in regards to finding the legality of the matter instead of figuring out if it's unethical or not. But anyone who is deaf, blind, and can't walk or talk, oh, that's death, cannot walk, lame, deaf, and dumb, I'll tell you that it's not the deal. Chihuahua, Erasmo. Cuidado, you don't want their trolls out there spying and reporting you to be in Facebook and YouTube jail, even though you're right. Yeah, you know what? Let's screw them. But let me say, guys. So I started to record the meeting, guys. Started to record the meeting, and this chick on my left side goes like, and I thought she was chuleando my phone. I go like, yeah, it's a 14, and she just goes like, because to them it was like kind of disgusting that I was even there, and they did line the front of PUB boardroom, guys, with a lot of their yes people, a lot of their employees. So she was disgusted that I was recording. So then they sent this security guard, said, sure, you can't be recording. And I shared what they said. I shared what they said. You cannot be recording. I said, why? It was, you just cannot be recording. I said, are you going to kick me out? And they said, yes, sir, we are. And they sure as heck did kick me out. They kicked me out. Shoot, I know I recorded it somewhere. Videos. Crap. I did record it, right? I'm having a hard time with my damn phone. There. Oh, shoot. Volume.
So now the second reason is the record high inflation is contributing to high natural gas prices. As of mid-August, natural gas prices were up 70% since June of 2022, and a staggering 525% since June 2020. And we'll touch more on this on the following slide.
Just
The third
recording.
reason for the increase in utility bills is due to recent rate adjustments. Although BP lowered base electric rates 9% in June, higher natural gas prices outweighed that 11% reduction, which is why electric bills went up. BPB had kept the fuel purchase and energy charge static for 5 years as part of the real reduction program. But as base electric rates went down and natural gas prices went up, it became necessary to adjust the HVAC.
It's BPP policy. Where? Either you stop recording or they're going to ask you to leave. That's,
you know what? An increased demand on our water.
stop recording or they're going to ask
Water and wastewater rates also increased for the first time in the year.
Why you can't record? Either you stop recording or step out.
For all BPB water.
No, I'm not going to stop recording. You're going to ask me.
What is rate this increases?
You want me to leave?
We compared in August 2022.
You're going to ask me. If you don't want to stop recording, so you can tell me to leave.
Energy usage and 10,000 gallons of water consumption. Comparisons are reported by utility. The overall bill increased 90,000.
And they kicked me out. Do you know who owns one or more export-import businesses in 14th Street? 10 years ago, the announcement they did a big narco Matamoros. But do you think the police chief of Eddie Trevino don't know this? 100%. Tenasca was approved a 10-year tax, was approved a tax-year tax abatement. Call the Texas Rangers. Let me tell you, we're at that point that we just don't know what to do anymore. It is against They have a policy of not recording according to them, but a policy is not above the law, and the Constitution is above any policy. It is against the law to remove people from a public meeting without cause. Also, it is illegal to record within a public building. 100%. This is what really, really shocks the crap out of me. How did we kick out the do we kick out did we kick out the PUB so they have elections on their positions, the PUB board? No, they get appointed by the mayor and the city commissioners. Those are the people we need to get rid of. Thank you for being our voice. It means a lot, cheese. Love you, Alex. How do you kick out? How do we kick out is what I mean. By getting rid of all the incumbents. The Democratic Party have been robbing Brownsville since the 80s. Nothing new. Yes. Vote red. Yes. Probably was because of the new iPhone. Those bitches. Put my message on there. You passed it. I didn't see it. It's not on here, Baba. No, put it again. It's not on here. It didn't come out. I don't know what happens, but it didn't come out. Uh, Let me see if I could find it on YouTube. No, no. For some reason, there's a glitch, Papa. It didn't come out. Yeah, it didn't come out. Put it again, please. Let me get the comments. Thank you for standing up for us always. You handle that well. Yes, look. I wasn't going to get arrested. I'm in the middle of a campaign. We need to do our part and vote, please. You should have clogged the toilet in the restroom also. Let me tell you, I almost did that naturally. Vote red. Let's get all those Democrats out, all of them. Answer me this question: is the PUB a public building paid by the taxpayers, or is it private property? Public building paid by the taxpayers. Even Chema is upset. The Democrats have been screwing the valley since the 1880s. 100%. Answer this question: is PUB public property? Erasmo, what you need is a body cam. Let me tell you, that's going to be my next. First Amendment protected activity recording in public accessible area. It may be their policy, but their rinky-dink policy does not supersede the Constitution of the United States. You should have declined their request for you to leave. I would have gotten arrested. Hey, Frankie.
How's it going, Erasmo? Good evening.
Getting in trouble like always.
You know, what do we expect? And as you all know, I honestly think that somebody alluded to this earlier, that they probably anticipated, a large mass of people going. They for sure knew you were coming. But this goes to show what we're dealing with. These individuals, if they don't like what you have to say, they'll censor you. And that is what is happening. It's unfortunate that we have individuals who are suffering, economically. Rent is through the roof now. People are getting those disconnection letters, and the city commission either has no heart or they simply don't care. They're out of tune with what is going on. And I honestly want to tell your viewership, the community, it is time for us to ask the important question to each and every candidate on this current board and those that wish to serve in the future. What's your take on PUB? Are you willing to fight for the community and open up the market? We need some sort of relief. And for them to censor you in that way, that goes to show that that they're willing to shut up the community, that this is what's going on. And I think you alluded to this earlier, Erasmo, possibly this morning or in a previous show. It's the squirrel tactic. Oh, it's at the national level. The gas prices, it's Biden, it's this, it's that. Nobody takes ownership. Not at the county level, not at the city level. Everybody kicks the can down the road. Why does nobody take the initiative and say, you know what, guys, we are dealing with this. There's a very serious issue. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Why don't we open up the market? It is not in their best favor, in their best interest to open up the market. But as you all know, PUB has held us hostage. And now more than ever, we are starting to see people from all walks of life. I'm starting to see doctors, Erasmo, educated people, those that before were like, you know what, Frankie, I'll support you, but a los escondidas. Why? Because I have a business. I do not want to be caught in a pickle. But now those individuals are now being vocal. They're being outspoken and they're posting those pictures. And we encourage our community to keep on doing so, because if it's Erasmo, if it's Frankie, if it's Susan, if it's Ashley, you know what they say? They're crazy. Don't listen to them. But once it's everybody as a whole, as a community, they cannot shut us up. They could probably censor us for one day. But again, the public utility board meetings, you would think that this would be open to the public. So it's just a shame, Erasmo, that they are censoring those individuals that want answers, and that's unfortunate.
I can see your comment on YouTube, Ben. I can't see it pop up here for some reason. It says you should have given that fat guard a snack. He would have left you alone. Fat ass. Look, nothing against the guard. Let me say this, guys. Let me say nothing against the guard. The guard was doing his job. You know, again, I don't have anything against the security officers there at PUB. I appreciate you. I appreciate the hard job that you have. They were ordered to remove us from the chamber. They were ordered to kick us out. But again, it seemed, as what Frankie's saying is true. It's like they were expecting us to be there. They were expecting. Knew that we were going to speak. They knew that we were going to record, guys. And again, it makes absolutely no sense. And we've talked about this before. Guys, this is your building. This is our building, guys. Our building. It's a public building. It's a public meeting that we were invited to. The community was invited to. It wasn't a private meeting. It was a public meeting. There was no just cause and right. You cannot take individuals' constitutional rights away just because it's your rinky-dink committee board policy. Have you ever seen Long Island Audit on YouTube? I messaged Deshaun Reyes already, waiting for his reply.
Erasmo, was there a sign? Was there a
None?
property? Was there a
No. Nothing.
essentially they had no bases then? It's just
Nothing.
they had no base. That's the interesting part. And what frustrates me is that they're silencing the community. You know, what don't you want the public to know? You know, I thought this was our public utility board. I thought these meetings, just as the city meeting, just as the county meetings, just as PUB, just as BISD meetings, they're public. You know, many people, and you were just speaking on this earlier. You know, they work. You know, many people don't have that opportunity to go and either listen in or speak their mind because of work purposes. And for them to censor a community member, it's very, very telling. So if they do this to Erasmo Castro, we expect to be treated just like this or even worse, probably worse, because we do not have the platform and the reach that you do. And you can convey to your audience and say, hey, look what they're doing to us. They're silencing us. The community, the board members are there to fight for us, not to censor us.
Well, the video's there. It happened, you know, and it's really unfortunate. And I'm glad that Carlo Tawada was there. He knows that there was no signage, there was no warning in regards to no recording. But even if there were, it wouldn't make sense.
Right.
It was a public building, a public meeting where they're wanting people to come to inform people about what's going on at PUB, but they want to control the narrative. So which one is it? Do you want to control the narrative, or do you want to be transparent, open to the public that supposedly you serve? But at the end of the day, these boards, that wonky board IE and all the other boards, they serve only themselves. And that's what's the problem. They serve only themselves. And look, Frankie, I made this comment, and think about it. Mention one city commissioner, Frankie. Mention one county commissioner. Mention the judge or Trix Mendez. Mention anyone. You saw the list of the people that are on the PUB board. You know these people. Mention one individual, Frankie, that is hurting because of the PUB bill. One. Just one. And folks, that is the question. We have no one on those boards and committees that is feeling the pressure of making a payment, does not have to choose between medicine for grandma A vacation for my child or extra plate of food on my table? You do. We do. They don't, Frankie. None of them do.
Erasmo, what's our next step? Community member goes and wants answers and is seeking answers. At the end of the day, we all want relief. This feels like we're like people are paying a second mortgage. That's how outrageous these these electricity rates have gone. They've ballooned into a mortgage rate essentially. So what's the alternative, Erasmo? You would think that these meetings would be for individuals to voice their opinions, to hear feedback from it, and so we as a community and the PUB board and the city commission could be on the same page. That is what I think these committees are for, that they could be informed so they can keep the community abreast, up to date of everything that's transpiring. Because at the end of the day, we still don't have no answers. Everybody says, "Oh, the gas prices, this, that, and that." What about Tanaska? We are the only city that raised over $100 million. Honestly, this is very unfortunate, and it pisses me off, Erasmo, because what other resort do we have if our own city censoring us? Do we revolt and get arrested? Is that the only way? Because that is, Erasmo, that is what happens. That is tyranny. Whenever your government does not listen to you, what's the next alternative? Taxation without representation? The French Revolution? Mexico? The Mexican Independence Day? What's the next step? If they are censoring the community members, Erasmo, what's the next step? Oh, we just bend over a little bit more and be quiet about it. It's time for it's time for the community to rise up and be pissed off about this and ask questions from the mayor and ask questions from this commission, because obviously by us staying quiet is not working. We need to do something. We need to shake their feathers.
I'm almost at that level, Frankie, that I think, and look, I think my next step is to go and get arrested at one of their meetings. I'm not saying this in an arrogant way, but and again, I've stated this, that sometimes we're going to have to take the hits. Someone has to take a hit, and it might just have to be me. So I might have to go to the next PUB meeting and just out blatantly record everything and get arrested. I don't know what they're going to arrest me on, but it's going to be interesting. And it's unfortunate because you'd expect someone to stand up and say, we really can't do this. We can't kick people out because they're recording a public meeting in a public building. It makes no sense.
Let's see if the mayor responds to this. He always watches your show. He always watches your posts. He's an attorney. Don't we have the right as community members to listen in, to either record so other members who don't have access to these meetings? It's very unfortunate. You have these people, and I'm not going to talk about and go and talk about these people that are in, but they're yes people. They are not going to fight. They're not going to fight for us because at the end of the day, they are not hurting it, Osmo. They're got lucrative jobs. They got fat pockets that, that's $700-800. They could pay it, but again, we are not fighting for them. We're fighting for those individuals, those elderly people, those people on a fixed income that they really don't have any means to survive. And they're at that point where, for them protesting and arguing and it's we're past that. We need relief and we need it now.
Well, let me tell you, I'm not going to say this because Carlos' comment is on here. I'm very proud of Carlos Tawada, Ricardo Barrera, Susan, Ashley, because these individuals, and again, these individuals are kind of like in our situation. We're going to be okay to pay this month's electricity bill, Frankie, but our community isn't. Our community as a whole isn't. But this is the problem. We need more of our people to fight for the little people, because we elected a county commission, a county judge, a city commission, a mayor to fight for the community as a whole. They're not. And look, it's a slap in the face, folks, for Trey Mendez to go out there. Trey Mendez, Rata, Shumi. It's a slap in the face of the community for Trey to say, well, here's my PUB bill. I'm paying $600. Bitch, you took hundreds of thousands of dollars from the people of Brownsville. That's nothing. And let me tell you, Trex Mendez and everybody else, the difference between me doing weddings on the bridge, which you want to point out, and you taking our money is that you're taking our damn money. You're pocketing the resources that should be going to the community of Brownsville. Sue me. A question: has a forecast been done, Frankie, as to what will be the increase in utility interruptions or disconnections due to the increased rates, and what will the economic effect might be in Brownsville? And Carlo and I had this conversation. Frankie, you just mentioned it right now. The disconnection notices are starting to come out. Let me tell you, they're going to hit heavily. What's going to happen? Because now, Frankie, individuals don't only have to pay their past due light, this light, and the one that's going to be at their table in the next 2 weeks. They also have to deal with disconnection charges, reconnection charges, increase, because if you don't pay it on time, it goes up. And then to connect, Frankie, where are these people going to get this money? And what Carlos is mentioning is, what is the impact that it's going to cause on our community? Is our community going to survive this? And look, for them to go out there, Frankie, and say what you've been mentioning in regards to, well, it's happening Biden and all over the country, it doesn't fix anything, because we are the difference is that we are the poorest community in the country. In the country, we have had no economic development because they haven't produced anything, Frankie. They haven't. And they want to blame Biden, and they want to blame Abbott, and they want to blame the Arabs. They have not brought down economic development. It hasn't happened. Like Mary Helen was saying, they have given subsidies to big business, to the people that donate to their campaigns, to the people that made them rich. So is it everybody else? No, it's your fault. Because like you posted, Frankie, where in the country do you see a welder starting off at $15 an hour?
It was 12 actually.
$12 an hour. Where, Frankie?
And you make an interesting point, Erasmo. The world's richest man, he invades one of the poorest areas, and he gets a tax break for what, a decade, 10 years, 20 years, whatever the MOU signed. Can't we get that same relief for us here, for our elderly at least? Make it at least for, a certain age, 55 and older, that they get some sort of relief. We try and give our county, our city, and our school board members this vote of confidence, saying, you know what, let's give them a shot. But at the end of the day, all these individuals, all they're worried about, and we could go down the line in that city commission, with the exception, and I'll go on the record, with the exception of Mr. Cardenas, which I can't find anything in which he has benefited from it. But each commissioner, they've benefited from the position indirectly or indirectly in some sort of way. Why don't they work for the citizens of Brownsville? Why is it always, let me figure out for me and my people, and then I'll worry about my constituents? What we did to Elon Musk is something that we should consider moving forward. If you don't want to do it to me, if you don't want to do it, to my age bracket, do it for the elderly. We have to find some sort of relief, Erasmo. But at the end of the day, Erasmo, nobody has the balls to say, you know what? I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I took an oath to make sure that I do everything possible to make sure that my community is a better tomorrow from my service. But you know what? Nobody says a peep. Why hasn't the city commission gone on the record? We have all these people that are saying all these projects left and right, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty, the most important thing, which everybody throughout the city, young and old, rich and poor, are dealing with is PUB. Nobody has gone on the record. And
No
I know
one.
you don't like this. I know you don't like this, but I'm glad that Mayra Flores went on the record. She is the only elected official. And even though the city commission is the only ones with the power to change the city charter, to open up the market, to avoid this monopolization that PUB has created, she's the only elected official that has gone on the record and said, we need to do something about it. At least she is the only one. That is what pisses me off, Erasmo. Those on the commission, they took an oath to serve the community, to make sure that we have a better tomorrow. And what are they doing? They're just turning a blind eye, Erasmo.
Well, let me say, Frankie, and you brought this up on your show, and let me say, I agree. We don't have any. We got elected officials coming out of our a hole all over the place. We've got these folks everywhere. I have yet to hear anyone from Texas Southmost College Board of Trustees openly speak about the community situation. It's affecting their college students, Frankie. College students sleep in dorms. Why haven't they addressed it? I have yet to hear anyone at the Port of Brownsville address the matter. Anyone. The workers there at the port, they're being affected. The individuals that voted for them, they're being affected. Have yet to hear anyone on the city commission come out clear and crisp with solutions, with resources. The mayor said that he's looking for resources. Why always reactive, Frankie? Why do we have to call them out on crap? Why can't we be proactive? Why can't we have those generators? Why can't we have that FEMA dome ready? It's the same thing over and over again. They didn't learn the lesson from the freeze. Same thing. Have you heard anyone on the county commission speak out about what's going on in PUB? Eddie Trevino? The guy was their attorney. He was the mastermind behind Tenasca. He was. No one, not one elected official that had been voted in who swore to the Constitution to fight for the people that voted them into office. And for those who didn't, nothing. Except for Mayra Flores.
I think it's obvious, Erasmo, that these individuals, they're not worried about what's in the best interest of the community. Because you would think that, Erasmo, haven't you seen these elected officials that they're so quick to post, oh, look what I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Why does nobody go on the record and say, hey, look, we need to fix this? And again, we sound like a violin, but it's a very important issue. And, I was called out on it, and they said, you know what, Frankie, that's right. People are tuning you out because, all you do is complain. And I'm like, well, why don't you complain with me? Why is it the small people, us fighting for everybody else? Those individuals that have all the resources in municipal government at the county level, they have all these resources, Erasmo, at their disposal, and they're not using that. That only goes to show me, and I may not be the very smart man, but that just goes to show, Erasmo, that the constituents' concerns, their needs, their wants, they're second, third, fourth in line. It seems as if these individuals are so hell-bound on worrying about they and themselves, and the public, the community, figure it out.
Well, it's unfortunate because all we want is for a better community. That's all we want. And look, and to all these people that are going out there, well, y'all just being negative, or y'all just pointing out the problems. Look, guys, I want to come on here every morning and say, everything is hunky-dory, everything is great. It'd be awesome, man. And let me tell you, Frankie, it'd be a lot easier. It'd be a lot easier to come out here and say, hey, everything's great. That's simple. That's easy to do. What's hard is going to these meetings, asking the questions like Susan and Ashley. public information requests, reading all that crap. That's the hard part, guys. Do you really think Susan, Ashley, Frankie, they want to spend all this time away from their families, from their work, just for the heck of it? Just to be negative? No, guys. I I want to travel the world. Literally want to go travel the world and show you great stuff all over the place and come back and find Brownsville a little bit better than when I left on vacation. And I tend to leave on vacation every month. I'm leaving on Friday. But guys, it's not the case. Someone has to call. Fíjate, Frankie, si así, asking the questions, throwing it in their face, si así, they kick us out of public meetings. I mean, they should have known it was going to be a disaster, that people were going to get pissed, that we were going to get over 200 people on tonight and more watching afterwards. Tons of people have seen the video. They should have known. It wasn't the right move. Let people record. ¿De qué tienes miedo, Frankie?
And again, that's very disheartening, because you would think that these committees, these boards, whenever they have these presentations and they have public comments, you would think that, hey, what's so wrong with recording? What is there to hide? Are they trying to prevent attention being brought upon the board members? Why haven't the board members gone on the record? And I did watch the city commission yesterday, when PUB came and presented, and I think it was the CEO or the GM. I'm not sure. He said, "I'm here to state that we are aware of the community's concerns." And I was like, "What? Really?" I was like, "No, you don't. You make $500,000. Well, you make what, 350 or four? Let's say $400,000. What's a $700-800 light bill to you, to a person on a fixed income on Social Security making $500, $600, $700? These people don't care, Erasmo, and it's frustrating, because at the end of the day, all we want is a better Brownsville, and I think we could all agree to that. But it's disheartening whenever individuals abuse and take advantage of their positions, and whenever we need them to be our champion, whenever we need them to be vocal and to be upfront and to fight for the community, they turn a blind eye. This is what you want, Brownsville? Are these the type of individuals that you want on the commission? That whenever you have something to talk about, they'll censor you? I hope that this is a lesson for everyone. You are satisfied with this representation that we are getting at the county level and at the city. We know what to do come November. We know what to do when these city elections come in March and May of the new year. We need to be proactive, and we need to become a part of the electoral process, because how the judge Eddie Trevino said, "What, you want to bitch and complain? Well, we can bitch and complain, and we can take action."
Where can we watch today's PUB meeting? You can't. No one can, and that's what's unfortunate. Where's the transparency? Just show your damn meetings. Let people record. What are you so damn afraid of? Again, the question, who do they serve? Do they serve themselves, each other, their compadres, or we, the community? That's the question that needs to be asked. Does PUB have televised these meetings for the public to watch? No. Porque todos se tapan con la misma cobija. Puro fraude. Yes. They didn't stream it for us to see it. Erasmo tried to record, but got kicked out shortly. The PUB policy does it not trump the U.S. Constitution? Yes, completely right. When does the audit come out? Supposedly today. We'll see. Would have you handled this in a different way if you were not running for office? Maybe I would have just gotten arrested. But let me tell you, I did think of the race and the situation, because at the end of the day, Robert, every single time that anything negative or anything that appears to be negative against Erasmo Castro goes out, it gets shared like wildfire, which is okay. I'm a big boy, unlike the mayor. He's a chapaneco piece of crap. But let me say this: I did something, guys. Y'all may want to go after Erasmo Castro and question Erasmo Castro all you want. There was only a handful of people there. I was one of them. So if you weren't there, please do not educate me on how well I handled the situation today, unless you were there. Sean Reyes is my favorite First Amendment auditor. He has sued many cities and won these cases of them violating his First Amendment right. I think I've seen that guy. Even if there is a sign not to record, it's against the Constitution. There is no expectation of privacy in public. None. If you would have gotten arrested, that is one hell of a lawsuit because no law was broken. It was a panel, PubCap Customer Assistance Panel, and they kick out the customers from the meeting. That's what is just boggles your mind. We're here to assist customers, to hear the concerns of customers, and we're going to kick them out.
Erasmo, I'm glad you recorded this, because if you would have posted this only, they would have said, "Oh, you're lying." They would never do that. But this just goes to show what Erasmo and what those people that are so vocal, this is what they're fighting against. At the end of the day, the city commission has a lot of power over these boards and committees. But have you heard them, go on the record, talk about this a very important issue? Not a peep.
Nothing. My dad paid 1,300 from a 300 monthly payment from PUB. That is the case everywhere.
Crazy.
They don't want to hear the truth from the people. They believe their own lies. Yes. Yes, protest. We need protest. I agree. I'm game. Protest. Let's do it. Let's create a resistance. Organize and protest. Frankie is going to organize the protest. Well, the next step is a civil lawsuit against the city and PUB for violating constitutional rights. That'd be interesting. At the commissioners' meeting. Woo! I'll represent you. Yeah, ya dijo. Next meeting, I'm going to go and I'm going to record and get arrested. And my attorney for this arrest will be Carlos Taboada. Sound and video recording devices may be used at public meetings. Governmental body required to be open to the public by law in Texas, although the agency or other governmental bodies holding the meeting may impose reasonable rules to maintain order at a meeting. Reasonable rules does not include recording. Can't the media go and record the meetings? Apparently not. We need to sue them for kicking you out. Discrimination. Oh, we'd love that. Erasmo sounds like a true Democrat willing to get arrested, just like the Democrats in Washington that got arrested for fighting for the people. You know me, Peter. I don't care about the Democrats. I don't care about the Republicans. The left wing and the right wing are still the same part of the same bird. El mismo. I can accept that. I wish more people would. But I will be getting arrested. I already have an attorney. I've asked Trey Mendez what he thinks about the community protesting. Does he think it's appropriate response to get things done? I've asked him, do you think the people need to start writing to get listened to? But of course, no response. Only got blocked. They don't want to hear. Everyone, please look up Long Island Audit and watch this video. Leave a comment or message him on IG to come to Brownsville. Sean Reyes is his name. They are not even helping with late fees, and the reconnect fee is rape. It's horrible. I have not, Frankie, had the unfortunate, not been unfortunate to get a disconnection notice. I don't even know how bad the reconnection fee is. Recording of meeting by person in attendance. A person in attendance may record all or any part of open meeting of a federal government means a recorder, video camera, and means of audio visual. 100%. Yes, someone needs to fight for all these people. Brownsville is low income. No one working on minimum wage can pay 1,200 in a light bill or 500. It is so stupid. This is why, Saida, the mayor's post in regards to putting up his PUB bill should be a slap in the face to everyone in this community. Erasmo, we have had major economic development. Trey opened a wine shop. Juanito el Rata. So in the end, we didn't get the audit in a sense, not yet. Roy nomás quiere su hot tax. For some reason, I read hot wax, and I'm going like, I want some of that too.
Jeez.
Not only does he get a tax break, but only makes our community increase property value. And instead of providing jobs to the area, he brings in all his people from California. Yes. For a minute there, Leticia, I didn't know if you were talking about Elon Musk or Trey Mendez. Has PUB explained why the fuel surcharge is so expensive? Have they justified where they are purchasing it from? Have they provided a comparative analysis as to what the price of fuel from other providers is? It would be great to see what other energy providers are paying for fuel, such as AEP, Magic Valley, etc. Let's all get together and protest. Frankie's organizing. The Brownsville Police Department pays utilities too. They aren't complaining. The museum, the public pool, the parks, BIZ who leave lights on the schools, no one is complaining. Like the damn page on YouTube. 70 people on YouTube. Please. Everyone gathers for the pintada so fast, but nothing for the community support. It's unfortunate. It's not only PUB, Magic Valley as well. Yeah, but most of the people here get PUB. Like the damn page. YouTube. 69. A meeting at 5 p.m. on a Wednesday. You might as well do the meeting after midnight. They really don't want us to face us. If they really wanted to accommodate, they would have well done it at 7 p.m. weekday or Saturday and announced a month in advance. Invited everyone from their Facebook page, but that's too much to ask. You should have let them arrest you, then use them. People make a lot of money doing that, and then sue them. Next time. I mean, even these streams are meetings of all people. Yeah. Is that Frankie? Maybe. I don't know. What's your salary? For this show? I think I was making $1,000, 1,500. Now I'm making nothing. 50 cents. Turned out to be one hell of a show. And this revolution is just starting. Hope that people start voting these ratas out. Preach, brother. This is a big machine. That's what she said. Frankie, what underwear size? Double X large.
Extra small.
Frankie, what skincare do you use?
Dove for women.
Sue PUB, do you can take me to Sonic? No. Pubcac hires are recommended by PUB board. Funny how that works. Yep. Protest. My bill went from 180 to 415. That's where mine's at. Mine's at 187 to 457. Brownsville is a good place to crooked politicians, but the public has to change this by voting them ratas out. Sad thing is that these ratas will use a security guard as a scapegoat if you sue, and they will hang him to dry and clean their hands. Yep. Frankie got my horse pregnant. Again? When is the next commissioners meeting? Frankie? The first week
It's the first Tuesday of October. Is that what I'm thinking?
Yeah. Please watch John Reyes audit. I will. What do they have against being recorded? If they're on the up and up, what are they trying to hide? Deja el teléfono, la prima se puede esperar. Mask! I know, but it kind of sort of sounded like Trex. Will there be a second meeting? Yes. We're going to find out when. Someone informed me when the next meeting is at. People that arrested in Brownsville for child abuse, having the kids living in a crack house. Oh yeah, we saw that. Organize it, Frankie. Let's go, Frankie. Everyone, they should have been on their phone out and recorded the meeting. That would have been a real protest. Call the news center next time. Yeah, they suck. Let's go, Frankie. Call me if you need help organizing. Yes. So I just found out that Oompa Loompa Trey Mayor Trey travels. He gets paid a per diem as well as expenses paid. Maybe that's why he's chasing Beto all around Texas. Crap. Out of all the board meetings I attended, one person went for public comment. One. Yeah, I think, and look, I think one of the things that is happening now more than ever, Tim, is that people are really hurting. And look, again, not putting all the blame on the PUB board, bro. Uh, I'm putting blame on all the elected officials down here that have kept this community stagnant to the point that we can't afford all that crap. Love you, bro. Rata de dos batas. I would imagine owning a Tesla, your light bill would be a bit higher. Guessing the city charges their vehicles at their own expense. I don't know. Erasmo party animal. True. What worries me is what will the elderly do when they can't afford their bills and their families can't afford to help them, either because they're also struggling to pay their own bills. Blah, 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 is correct. It's going to get into this little thing out there that it's just going to ultimately destroy everyone. Frankie, do you work? Not enough.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do work. If you know anybody that needs assistance with their healthcare coverage, make sure you reach out to me. I'm here to serve.
I don't think he works. I'm still waiting for some money. Let's start the protest. Frankie's in charge of that one. Like I said, there will be a higher CVS case in the rise just for not providing basic care. Yeah, it's systematic. And what y'all were saying, I think Joe said it as well. Other people were saying it. It's going to be a disaster, guys. Carlo was saying it. It's going to be disastrous to our community. Looting will start. No one loot my cats. Frankie, anything else?
No, amazing show. And, to the community, this just goes to show that they don't care. They really don't care. If someone with the reach and who serves this community, such as the likes of Erasmo Castro, if he is being censored, what do we expect? This is your city commission at its best, silencing those individuals that want questions, that want to seek relief. Now, is it our job to help out the community? We will do so. We will continue to fight, and we will be your champion. But it should be those with those resources, with those city commissioners. They should take the helm. They should lead the way. They should be our champions, but not a peep, ladies and gentlemen. Why is that? For far too long, PUB has monopolized, I hate to say this, but has abused the citizens and have forced them to pay. And now we are starting to see the increase in electricity rates. Now, where does this leave us? What can we do? Well, we need to go out and vote, because now it is affecting young and old, poor and rich. Everyone has a fight with PUB. We have the power. And I think finally now, Erasmo, the community has had enough. And now is the perfect time to come together. We do need to be more vocal. We do need to protest. And we do need to question our municipal government, because it is them, only them, who can fix this. And if they don't want to fix this, well, we need to get them out of power. I invite my community to vote for people such as the likes of Erasmo Castro, of Mayra Flores, those individuals that will ask those tough questions and will go on the record and bring relief to our community. It is time that we together come and unite as a community, protesting and at the where it counts the most, at the voting booth. I encourage you to take part in the process this November and this March and May for the city and county elections. Together, we can and we will make Brownsville a better tomorrow.
Yes. Please, guys, vote. Pela, if you win, Commissioner, yeah, guaranteed. A bunch of corrupt board members of PUB. Vote for Erasmo Castro Preach. Vote. Howdy. Vote for people for a change. Yes. Vote and protest. Love you. Erasmo Castro Y los ojos locos y yo. Vámonos. Frankie for commissioner. Preach. And register soon because the deadline is coming up. Yes, guys. The register. The thing. The deadline is the 20th or the third.
11th, October 11th. I'll send you the link, Erasmo, so you can post it on your page. It'll give you you can check to see if you're registered, and if you're not, for you to register. That way, our community could take part of the process.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Frankie, for coming on. Thank you, Carlo, for being at the meeting. Thank you, all the other Brownsville residents that I got to shake hands with today out there, guys. Thank you for going out and being there. You know, just being there, present. It shows that the community is not content. And to all the people that went today, and also to my friend that had posters across the street on her vehicle, guys, thank you. You are making a difference. And all these individuals that are out there posting their bills on social media, thank you. Continue to think that you are not only speaking for yourself and your household, you're speaking for hundreds of thousands of people here who have no one to speak for them. Because the individuals that have been given the responsibility, the honor, have failed them, have failed us, have failed our community as a whole. Guys, see you tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully, Sam can be on. We'll see what happened to poor Sam. Guys, be good to each other. Continue to be good to me. God bless.